Okay, so first things first, I read that things might be happening soon with Deacon and Sheila, even though we haven't seen them much for a while. Anything you can comment about in that?
That's so funny you say that because just before getting online with you, I was
Ah,
going through and I just finished 4 shows and I've got 5 shows coming up. So you know what happened was we had a big miscommunication about my schedule at
uh-oh.
work. And because of that, I got kind of sidelined because they thought that I was going to need to be off, and it was just a big miscommunication.
Oh,
And I know that I've been kind of, on the back burner for a while, but it really just came down to everybody think they were doing the right thing, and in reality, it just sort of was a comedy of errors. But
it's kind of the
it seems like I'm
opposite of what
getting
happened to your character in Studio City in the second season, where it was the opposite that
right,
you needed more
right.
time and they wouldn't give it to you.
Exactly. So I think that we're moving beyond that, and from what it looks like, I'm going to be pretty busy, which is how I like it.
Right, right. Well, I read that now that Luna is out, I guess, and now that we know that Finn is her father, that Sheila's going to
Right.
try to get in with Luna to get Finn, her beloved son, and Deacon might not be too happy about that since she
Well, given
murdered
the,
his
given the
friend.
fact that she killed his 2 friends,
Yeah, yeah.
I think Deacon's definitely going to have something to say about that. And for as crazy as kind of uh, Deacon and Sheila are, they
Yeah,
actually have had a pretty healthy great relationship
yeah,
with no major speed bumps yet. So
right.
this very well may be, you know, the first big challenge that they're going to have to overcome as a couple and
Right. And
see
it's
where this takes them.
interesting because it's not the usual soap, somebody's cheating on somebody or
Right,
something like that. So it's an
right,
unusual, I mean, it's an unusual situation anyway because of the lawlessness and murder.
right,
But
right.
so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So you and Kimberlyn Brown, who plays Sheila, and your wife will
Uh-huh.
be signing copies of your new book, Way of the Cobra Couples, this
Cover
Saturday.
couples, yeah, yeah.
February
It's going to
8th
be,
at the
it,
Barnes and Noble in Palm Desert, California, starting at,
yeah.
yeah, I read that,
two
so
o'clock Friday,
get that
Friday
in
the
there.
8th. We're going to be signing copies of our book.
All right.
Really excited about it. It's the third installment of the Way the Cobra series,
Mhm.
and it recently just won the International Impact Book Award,
All right.
which is really exciting. And it is up for the International Impact Book of the Year. And it was really quite an amazing experience writing with my wife. She's an extremely talented writer, and when you're talking about relationships, I think it's important to have 2 different perspectives. And we took all of the strategies and philosophy from Wade the Cobra and from the sequel, Welcome to the Kumite, and applied them to having the best relationship you can have, or if you're single, finding the right one.
Okay. And let me just add that I'm glad that you're getting more story in both
Thank you.
people. And I did really enjoy the Halloween episode, especially
Oh,
you and Sheila and was it Carter that was
it
there?
was Laura. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Lawrence. Lawrence
Yeah.
was great. You just sort of is like, what is this insanity going on? Yeah, I don't get an opportunity to work with Lawrence that often, so it's always a lot of fun working with him. He's terrific.
Yeah, he's great. I'm glad he's getting more story
Yep.
too.
Yes. Yep.
So, in the holidays, during the holidays, I was
Mhm.
homesick a lot. So I started watching right after Christmas or Christmas Eve, all of the Karate Kid movies because
Oh
I'd
yeah.
never seen them before, even though I was 20 something in the 80s. I don't know why I never saw it, but I did.
Right.
And then I watched all of Cobra Kai. I just finished recently. I told you that. So it was really good to see you and all of that, especially
Thank
Cobra
you.
Kai. Whenever you came on, I
Thank
was like,
you.
oh, yay.
Yeah. Look what I got right behind me. Do you recognize that? That's the
Oh, yeah, the
that's the
E, right?
gi that I
Oh,
wore in season
that's
6.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, yeah, they're so good at bringing back all the actors and characters from all those movies and using
Right.
old clips and weaving them into the stories with the younger folks. I mean, it's just, I really
Yeah.
enjoy that. I love it
They
when
really
they do
they
that.
really did it in an organic way that wasn't simply kind of cameo stunt casting.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I really admire about the big three. They are huge fans of the Miyagi verse. And for them, when they, if I could speak for them, when they do bring somebody back, there's a reason for it.
Hmm.
And there's really good story, not
Yeah,
just, hey, we know the fans want to see it.
right.
And I know I didn't have a huge role. I only did what did I do? I only did 3 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes, but we crammed a lot into those episodes.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was great. And you looked like you were having fun, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's a blast. I mean it really is. I mean they're Ralph and Billy and Yuji and everyone. They're great people. Um, it was a lot of fun to you know it's something very special when you get to work on a show that is already a huge hit.
Mhm.
So often as an actor, you wind up working on something, it might never see the light of day, even if you do really good work.
Right.
And it just doesn't get distribution, it doesn't get bought. And I've always joked if I've got one really great talent as an actor, it's grabbing on to coattails bigger than me. And, with General Hospital, obviously, General Hospital is a show that's had been going on for decades, and Bold and the Beautiful the same. And by the time I got on to Cobra Kai in season 5, it had moved from YouTube Red, which had this small dedicated audience,
Mhm.
to Netflix, and it had become an international juggernaut. And so I had to wait a while, but it was really worth it, and it worked out pretty well.
Do you know, I don't know if you know this, are they ending it because they're doing the movie, or did they end it because Netflix said that's it, you get one more season?
No, I don't think the movie had anything to do with it,
Oh, okay.
because I don't believe that the Cobra Kai production team and writers are involved with the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
No, I think that they always intended on this being the end. And
Oh,
I have
okay.
so much respect for that, because, they could have milked this for another couple seasons,
Sure.
and it would have really damaged the legacy of the show. And instead, the show is going out on top.
Mhm. And now, do you and the others, do you all do your own karate and stunts, or are there other people that come in and do some of it?
Well, we have a great stunt team, headed by Don Lee, who's the stunt choreographer, and his team. Um, we all do most of our own fighting, but then we also have the stunt team comes in and does it too. And it's less a function of we can't do stuff and that's why they do it. It's largely a function of time. It moves much quicker. I remember in season 6, when Billy and I had our fight. Billy is, one of the stars of the show, obviously, and so his free time to rehearse was significantly diminished, and so most of my rehearsal was done with his stunt double. So when we actually did the big fight that we had in Mike Barnes' new wood shop, I would fight with his stuntman, he'd fight with my stuntman, and then Billy and I would fight, and they cut it all together.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually kind of glad to have my stuntman. I try and do all my own stuff, but I flew down to Atlanta, and I had a complete and full tear of my supraspinatus in my shoulder.
Oh,
And the surgeon said to me, Sean, I can do the surgery, but you're not going to recover in time to do Cobra Kai. And at that point, I didn't even know that they were bringing me back for season 6. I mean, I suspected they were going to, but I hadn't gotten the official call. And so I postponed the surgery. So when I was doing that fight scene, I was doing it favoring my right side, because my left is where I had the surgery. And it was hard. It was real hard. But I knew that if I didn't do it,
yeah,
I wasn't going to be in the show, and it's the final season. I wanted to make
yeah.
sure that I was in it. And as soon as I got back to Los Angeles, I went right to the doctor and had the surgery. And thank God, it's been a huge success.
Good,
A
good.
terrific surgeon. Yeah,
So yeah, I figured with some of the stunts, especially when the younger people are fighting and
yeah,
they're doing all these jumps and in the air
yeah,
and everything, that's
yeah.
probably stunt people.
They do a whole lot of their own.
Really?
Those
Wow.
the kids are all terrific martial artists,
Wow.
and Billy's a terrific martial artist, and Ralph has worked really hard at it, and Yuji has, and I have, and we like to be able to do just as much as we can.
That's amazing. Yeah, I just watch and go, I could do that. Um, so, can you tell us whether you're going to be in any of the remaining season 6 episodes or the movie that's coming out in May?
I cannot.
You can't tell me?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
No, we all had to sign NDAs.
That's right. That's fine. I understand. I'm looking forward to all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of
Oh
fans
yeah.
are. So what was it like though coming to the series over 30 years after doing the movie?
Yeah. I'd have to say the biggest thing is that, you know, I came to it as not only an actor who by that time had done probably 2,000 episodes of network television, 25 films,
Yeah.
but as a guy that had, matured significantly. When I first got the role, I was a young, brash kid, new to Hollywood. And I had a lot of, I don't know, I guess force of personality and charisma and piss and vinegar and all that stuff. But as far as, acting technique, I was a very, very new actor.
Mhm.
And, coming back now as somebody that is, I've been doing this for decades now.
Right.
And so I've got a lot more in my toolbox and I've got a lot more in my life experience. An actor always wants to look to his or her life experience first
Right.
before trying to manufacture something. And, um, much in the same way that Mike Barnes had achieved some redemption in his life for things that he had done. There were mistakes that I've made over my life and worked to correct them and become a better, more evolved person. And I was able to bring that to the character.
Yeah, your acting has gotten 10, having just watched Karate Kid 3, I mean, yeah, you were really handsome and you look great and you did the karate stuff great. And I'm not saying you're a bad actor, but you're a
Yeah.
lot better now.
Well, thank you. I'll take it.
That's right. So, do you have any fun stories you can tell us about either um, Bold and the Beautiful, Karate Kid, or Cobra Kai that you can share with us? Just pick one.
Oh boy.
There's so many, I'm sure, but
It's so funny. How do you not have fun stories with over 30 years? And now that I'm on the spot here,
I'm sorry.
no, not at all. I'm trying to. Well, I mean, I can tell you little things. I can tell you that Ralph had to dance in a scene in Karate Kid 3, and they hired Paula Abdul as the dance coordinator,
Wow.
choreographer. Yeah, and then she became, a huge star. Huge star. Um, Gosh, what else can I tell you? Probably the biggest story that I can tell you. It's not funny, but I had life-threatening surgery while I was filming Karate Kid 3. I've told this story many times, and I came very close to dying,
Oh,
and I came even closer after that to not being able to finish the film, but I was able to. So that's something that always resonates with me when I think about
sure.
Karate Kid 3. Um, wow. As far as the Bold and the Beautiful, I came on the show and I was supposed to play a relatively short arc on the show.
Sure. Hope
And
father.
yeah, well, no, I mean before that, when I first came
Oh,
on in 2000,
oh, you first
I
came.
was I was little Eric's father, and the character really took off with the audience. And this is my 25th year on the show,
Wow.
which is just unbelievable to me. And, I am so unbelievably appreciative to the Bell family,
Mhm.
specifically to Brad Bell. I never could have imagined walking into his office 25 years ago that meeting and that relationship would prove to be one of the absolute most seminal, important relationships in the trajectory of both my career and my life.
Yeah, and you had a little foray into Young and the Restless for a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Some
mean,
great
it's
scenes with Nikki and everyone.
really wonderful to be able to cross over and go play in that sandbox. All the terrific actors on Y&R, but Bold and the Beautiful is that's my television home.
Yeah, and it's great how Deacon went from ex-con to owning his own restaurant. That
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, and I it's funny as I've acted on Bold and the Beautiful at different times in my life. I've had challenges, I've had struggles, I've had victories, and it's interesting for me to see how my character always seems to somehow reflect where I really am in my life, my
Really?
real life. And playing Hope's father as a guy that is a father is probably not something I could have done as well before I became a father.
Right.
Um, I have talked at length about the fact that I struggled with alcohol for a long time, and um, Deacon did too.
Hmm.
And now, that's something that I've put in my rearview mirror, and my life has changed in extraordinary ways, and Deacon's life has changed in extraordinary ways too. And I never cease to marvel at the wisdom of how Brad Bell, whether he admits it or not, integrates the actors' real lives into the characters.
That's great. Yeah. No, I love seeing any. I'm a positive person, I don't like seeing somebody. You
Yeah,
have drama in the shows, but I don't like it when it's bad drama. I'm like, no, no,
right,
don't do that. Why are you doing that?
right.
But it's
Well, look,
always good.
drama and conflict are what drive a
Exactly.
show. So,
Yeah.
as an actor, it's always fun to play, the
Sure.
chaos and all of
Yeah,
that.
you'd rather be playing drunk or down in the dumps and or having somebody
Well,
hit you
yeah,
or
man. I mean, but
positive
there's a lot
drama.
of other things besides those two that create interesting drama. So, I'm happy that I've played the angry young man who's struggled with alcohol on TV enough that I don't think that's anything really that I'm that interested in playing anymore. I want to look towards new challenges and be able to, show different colors of the character than things maybe that I've already done.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I would like to see more with Deacon and Hope and that family. It's like you guys are
It's
sometimes over by yourself at the restaurant and they
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes wander in, but you don't get to
I think it's
interact.
coming up.
Oh,
I think
good,
it's
good.
coming up. Yeah.
Good. I'm looking forward to that. So before you did, I'm sorry, I came out of order here, but before you went back to Cobra Kai, did you have to do a lot of working out and getting more in shape, or were you already pretty much fine?
You know, I have kept up with my martial arts over the years. I did start training intensely with uh, a Taekwondo master because I wanted to make sure that my flexibility and my kicks were as good as possible, especially given that I had this injury. I needed to almost overcompensate in other areas. And so I trained quite a bit with Chun Chung and his son Young in Beverly Hills. And um, as soon as I'm kind of 100% with my shoulder, I'm going to go back to training.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see. So tell us about your new hot sauce that you're selling.
My new hot sauce. Yes, Bad Boy hot sauce. Just happen to have some
Oh,
right
cool.
here. Bad Boy hot sauce is Bad Boy after my character's name, Mike Barnes, who was the bad boy of karate. We've got three amazing flavors. There's Cobra Venom, which has the Carolina Reaper, real hot pepper. I've got Mango Madness, which has the habanero pepper with mango. It's sweet with only 1 gram of sugar. And then I've got Red Pepper Punch, which has red pepper and jalapeno and white garlic and green onions and cilantro. It's about a 4 out of 10. And you can get them at badboyeats.com, and they're delicious. Badboyeats.com. And we just got back from a big food show in Las Vegas, and it looks like we're going to be starting to appear in different retail stores.
Great.
It's a very competitive business.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about it, but I'm looking at this. I kind of like to do what Paul Newman did. Paul Newman built this
Sure.
incredible brand, Newman's Own, and was able to give a tremendous amount of money to charity. And um, I'd like to do the same. I'd like to see Bad Boy Eats expand into other items, and eventually, my goal is to be able to give quite a bit of the money away to worthy causes.
That's great. Is there a
Yep.
particular worthy cause that you like?
I would like to do something for homeless people. I'd like to do something. I'm very involved with anti-bullying.
Hmm.
So those are two that are near and dear to my heart, and that I hope I can make a difference.
Now, is the mango salsa also very spicy or is it mostly sweet?
It's spicy, but it's none of them are so spicy that they compromise flavor for heat. I don't
I'm a
like when
wimp.
somebody
I'm a
says,
real.
yeah, when somebody says, "Oh, we've got the hottest sauce there." Well, that's great, but does it taste good?
Yeah.
And mine all taste delicious.
Oh, good. I'll have to try that mango. I like to.
Please do. Yep,
You said
badboyeats.com.
it's low sugar, right?
Yeah, it's got 1 gram of sugar. It's
Oh,
terrific.
good.
We use an Indian mango, which has a
Mm,
relatively low glycemic index,
right.
and it's absolutely delicious.
Okay. Yeah, I'm diabetic, so that appeals to me. As well as being a wimp at anything spicy. When I go,
Nah, you'll like them, I promise.
we live in an area with lots of Japanese and Thai and all that, and I always say, "Oh, I forgot to tell them to make it less spicy," and then I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
eat it. I don't like my tongue
Well, you'll like the
burning.
red pepper. The red pepper punch is only a 4 out of 10. It's kind of on par with a mild salsa, so
Hmm.
you can put it on everything. And um,
Okay.
my
Did
my
you- Go ahead.
amazing stepdaughter is the head of our marketing, and
Oh, nice.
she said, "Yeah, I was making tuna melt, and I mixed like half a cup of it in with the tuna." And I said, "Wow, that sounds really good." So I love seeing the different recipes that
Yeah.
people come up with the hot sauce.
And on the website, you should have a place if you don't already where people can make comments like that. It's like, oh, I made this.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of
We'd
recipe
love we'd
sites
love
do
to
that.
post. Yeah, we love to post testimonials on the
Yeah, no,
website.
that's
So
good.
we're working on that
Did
too.
did you did what hand did you have in developing the hot sauce?
Oh, I had quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit. And I've got more sauces on my mind that I want to see created. And we're also going to be branching out into beef jerky,
Hmm.
which I'm excited about that. So gonna build this slowly, but create a great brand.
Okay, that sounds good. I hope it's very successful.
Thank you very much. I
And I'll
appreciate
tell
it.
everybody about
Thanks,
it. And
Susan.
send me a
Please do.
picture if you would of the labels. Unless it's already
Absolutely.
on your website, and I'll just go there.
Absolutely.
So, do you know, is there going to be a third season for Studio City, your other series?
We're talking about that. We have Studio City is up on some different platforms right now, including Roku and the Dove channel,
Hmm.
Tubi, Amazon Prime, and we have not received our first report yet to as to how the show has been doing. Once we get that, that's going to give us a better idea whether or not we're going to be able to do another season. But I would sure love to because it's near
Yeah.
and dear to my heart,
Oh
and it's got a
yeah.
loyal audience. Yeah,
It's really, I watched season two last night. I'd forgotten that you had a season two. Since
yeah,
the last time I talked to you, I went, wait,
yeah,
did I ever watch
yeah.
that? And then I watched it last night and I loved it. It's
Thank you.
performances. I mean, it's
Yeah,
really,
it's
you know, it's an
terrific.
actor's show, but it's just really, really good. And
Thank you.
you
Yeah,
got
it's my
some,
baby.
I mean, you're great in it. And then you
Thank
have
you.
Tristan Rogers, who I've always loved.
He's terrific, isn't he?
I started watching soaps in '84 General
Yeah,
Hospital, so
yeah.
he was my first soap opera.
Tristan's a good friend of mine.
Great.
We both have places down in Palm Springs, and
Oh,
we'd done a play together. And I said, Tristan, Tristan had never won an Emmy, never even put
wow.
himself in
He's so
the top.
underrated.
He's so underrated. And I said, Tris, I said, if you trust me, I'm going to write you a role that's going to show everybody just how good you are, and you're going to win an Emmy.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty bold statement. And you know what? He won the Emmy.
Oh, that's great. That's great. He certainly deserves it. Did
Yes,
you
sir.
see that show he did? I think it was on Showtime a long time ago, Fast Track, where he was a race car driver.
I heard about it, but I never saw it.
Really good. It only had one season, I think, but
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah, yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
Now, Sarah
I'll do
Brown
it.
wasn't on this season. Is she going to come back if you do it, you think?
Well, listen, Sarah is Sam Stevens' sister.
Hmm.
And so, I'd love to bring her back. Like I said, though, I just have to wait and see if we
Yeah,
are, in fact, going to be having another season. I sure hope that we are. And I want to bring as many people back as I can because,
yeah,
I mean, just every single actor
yeah.
just gave 100%. They're
Oh
terrific.
yeah, they were good. The guy that Justin Torkelson, he's hilarious
Oh,
on that.
Justin.
I love him
Justin's
on that.
terrific, isn't he? Yeah, I just spoke with Justin today. Yep.
Oh yeah, oh I love him.
Yep.
And Carolyn, of course, she's always amazing, no matter what she
Phenomenal.
does.
Phenomenal.
So, well, thank you for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely my pleasure. I'm going to send you the stuff for the hot sauce. I hope you pick some up. And thanks to your audience for tuning in. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and send me a couple
You,
recent pictures of you if you could. 'Cause I always
you,
like to put a couple
I
of them
will.
on
I'll
my
do that right now. Okay.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank
Suzanne.
you.
Take care of yourself. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye-bye.